Well, hi there. It's a stock market update for Tuesday, October 5th, 2021. Interesting day on the market. Did not continue the big slide that had started on Monday. So even though all the rumblings are that the Republicans are going to hold strong and destroy the economy by not raising the debt ceiling, maybe that's a lot of bluffing. Because they hold stocks too. Their donors hold stocks as well, so they're probably not going to want to tank the entire economy. So maybe people figured that out. Did not keep going down a lot today. Many things were up. Will it continue? We'll see. But interesting things that we follow. So in order, Moderna has an okay day. They're still incredibly cheap compared to what they've been looking like over the last month. I mean, look at how far just down they have been when this loads here in a second. Yeah, just a lot of downtime. That's not going to stay that way because it's just unbelievable news that will keep coming out about this company, as well as their profits, which are excellent. They went from a not profitable to a super profitable company relatively quickly. So that I don't see that stopping. So yeah, okay day for there. The real thing to talk about today was Netflix. The kind of strength on Netflix stock today was amazing. They're up almost 6% at one point. They closed at about 634. They crossed over 640 briefly today, and up $31. Amazing. I had an option on them that I sold today because it just went up so much that I just decided to sell it. I made like 5 times on my investment in that option today. And good for them. They're going to continue. I have their target price at 700 right here. So they made some strides today. Basically going from the low 600s to the mid 600s. So keep an eye on them. That's good to see that they reacted so nicely here on this day that more money came into the market. Your Facebook. So what do I talk about? So Facebook goes up today. Yesterday I was talking about buying a put on Facebook. I love the idea of buying a put on Facebook, and I probably will, especially if they continue to go back up and recover, because there should be a reckoning for this company, but their financials are so great that it's really risky to buy puts on them. So we'll keep an eye on it. They obviously didn't have a day like they did Monday. They have a little recovery day here. So we'll keep an eye on them. I really don't say buy them. I really shouldn't even have them on this list. But I will buy a put on them eventually. Tesla bouncing up, down, trades about flat for the day, but still up around 780. It's a good run the last few weeks. Sherwin-Williams, there's some nice recovery back over $296 a share. Amazon a little bit goes up. Microsoft goes up. A lot of these 2%ers, you can see that money just coming right back into the market. They go down 3% one day, they come back 2% the next day. Domino's up a little, not too much. Let's take a look at the big list here and see if there's anything, now that we can resort this, to see if anything pops up to the top. Oh yes, Intuitive Surgical. The reason why this looks weird is they had their 3-to-1 split today. So their target price of 1,000 now is more around the 350 range. However, I'm still concerned about COVID hospitalizations preventing elective surgeries from being scheduled in swaths of the country. In larger cities where the vaccination rate is high, the hospitals are not having the same type of problem. So it doesn't necessarily fill up all the beds in your bigger cities, oftentimes where you're having these type of robotic surgeries, as they're oftentimes more expensive. So it's still positive looking, but they may have some speed bumps along the way as we get through the winter and have to deal with probably rising cases and hospitalizations over the wintertime, as we don't get as much sun and just wintertime, you pass more of these airborne viruses. So let's resort that. So Intuitive Surgical did have their split today. BioNTech only up a little bit, but these are my 2 favorites still. Vaccines saving the future. There's your Netflix. That's still relatively cheap because we have their target price at 700, but you can see that enormous jump today. Crocs. Now, Crocs has great profits, so you're seeing them cheaper than they should be right now. Purchasing a 150 call option on them is not a bad idea, because this is just the dramatic amount that they've dropped. I think probably 20 or 30 bucks a share, I think, in the last few weeks. So yeah, they're coming into value, but they're not as good as a Tesla in my opinion. So I'm going to move them down a little bit, down to 140, because Tesla's still a better buy for the long term. Amazon, your Abbott Labs goes up a little bit. This one has some room to grow with the rapid tests. I think that recovers even more so and gets closer to 125. Walmart took such a hit, super cheap. Let's put them down to 140 because they are a slower mover. But yeah, that's a really good idea to get a long-term call option on Walmart. I haven't heard. I mean, I've seen some supply issue problems, I should say, at Walmart. Try to pick up some purple Gatorade down southern East Coast. You can't find it. There's weird things like that I, for the first time ever, have seen Walmart kind of take the bullet with having some supply problems. So we'll see how they deal with that. But they define towns, and they usually have everything you need. So Illumina, Chipotle recovers up 1.4%. Microsoft recovers up 2%. Everything kind of comes back a little bit today. We'll see if it continues. I mean, a kind of day like this makes me think that somebody in the know realizes that there's not going to be a debt ceiling default. Otherwise, I would have expected things to go down today. So given that didn't happen, just cross your fingers, keep an eye out tomorrow. Moderna, absolutely my number one buy. I mean, to see them this cheap, to see them essentially drop, I mean, they dropped like $100 a share in a matter of like a week, right? Like, look what happened to them over the last 2.5 months. They were doing what they should have been doing. Oh, this will load in a second. They spiked up. I mean, they had that run, that amazing run, and then they take the big hit, and then they go back up again, and then this. I mean, the news of that Merck pill or whatever that reduces oscillations by 50%, that has nothing to do with vaccines. I don't know why they went down on that news, other than it was just a time for some people to take some profits on them, and they all decided to do it at the same time, and it cascaded down along with other issues and hesitations in the market. This is not going to last. I mean, they're definitely getting back to here relatively soon, this line, and expect them to get back to here as well, not too far away, and then they'll go past there before the end of the year. There's no stopping them. So that is the update for today, and if you do one thing, it's buy a long call option at Moderna tomorrow. If you do another thing, I don't know, is Netflix going to go down after such a huge day today? It's possible. But they are going to be on their way to 700. Google I didn't have on here. Google made a nice recovery today as well, but I lowered their target price to $27.50 off the 3,000 because I just wasn't sure what's going on with their labor issues. But yeah, good day. $48, almost 2%. So, all right, it was okay day. We'll see how it is on Wednesday. Good luck, everyone. I'll be reporting from probably a different location tomorrow. There's a lot going on, and I'll be on the road. So good luck, and may all your trades be winning.